Okay, so the Flash trailer is now out. We have our first look at it. Did it move my hype levels up? Or did it not? That is what we're going to talk about. I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on the trailer and my thoughts on the movie as a whole going into it. And do I have concerns? But let me know yours down in the comment section below. Smash that like button, click subscribe, and let's jump into this discussion about the Flash trailer right now. Okay, so now we know that the Flash trailer is out. We've all seen it. This is a movie that has been in the works for... feels like forever, doesn't it? I feel like this movie has been in the works for a long time. It's finally here, man. Like, it's actually happening. The Flash movie is actually happening. We have evidence now. I never thought I would see the day that this Flash movie would finally get made. Now, before seeing the trailer, my hype for the Flash movie wasn't that great. It really wasn't. Because of all the stuff with Ezra Miller that happened, I was kind of like, what are Warner Brothers going to do with this movie? Like, this guy's just been an absolute, like, all that outlandish stuff that he's been doing. You had directors leaving left, right, and center. You had writers leaving. You had Ezra Miller trying to write The Flash at one point. This was just a disaster behind the scenes. Everything about the Flash movie was a disaster waiting to happen. They finally got someone in to do it, and it's finally here. So after watching the trailer, has it now moved the needle for me and hyped me up even more for this Flash movie? And I'll be completely honest, not really. It really didn't do anything for my hype for the movie. I'm still kind of like, I'm going to go see it, but I just think with the whole reboot of the DC coming and just everything going on with this movie, it's kind of like, well, all right, I guess the Flash movie's coming. That's how I feel. I honestly feel like, look, the Flash movie's coming. I'm just going to watch it. And I'm not going to think much of it. Now, it looks like it's going to have some cool moments in it. It really does. Like, there are some really sick moments in the trailer that I was kind of like, oh, that looks interesting. So, this isn't a full Flashpoint movie. It isn't. They're taking elements from that and putting it in and creating their own story, which can work in a good way, but can also go pear-shaped really quickly if not done correctly. When I was watching this trailer, though, we do see some nostalgia stuff. We obviously know Keaton's Batman is in this. The line of,
I'm Batman,
is just kind of cheesy to me and felt forced. And I was kind of like, that's just really nostalgia bait, that is. That's like, hey, look, it's Michael Keaton. You should come watch this movie. Look, it's Batman. It is what it is. I didn't think that was like, anything raving about it. I mean, it's cool to see Michael Keaton back, I guess. Obviously, Ben Affleck's in here as well. We see Batman. There's the blue and grey. By the looks of it, he's in a blue and grey suit. Like, we never ever thought we'd see the blue and grey. Never thought. So that was cool. I mean, we finally got the blue and grey in live action, but they might change that. You never know. Because in the movie, it could come out and it could just be black and grey again. And you're kind of like, there goes that blue. But look, this movie looks pretty messy. I'm not going to lie. It looks like the storylines are all over the place. People, James Gunn and all that, have been saying this is like one of the greatest super movies of all time. Now, take that with a grain of salt. Because a lot of people say that. I mean, Vin Diesel's out here talking about Oscars for the Fast and Furious movies. Like, he's talking about the Fast and Furious is in the same language and sentence as Lord of the Rings. Like, they do this to hype up the movie. That's what they do to generate more money. Like, how many times did Dwayne Johnson say Black Adam was like one of the greatest movies of all time? Like, this is what they do. This is how they promote it. So I would take that with a grain of salt. Is it going to be the greatest movie of all time? It could be. This could be one where I sit down and go, this is the best comic book movie of all time. It could be. But I do have reserved judgment for that because I have some issues that I think might apply to this movie. And I could be completely wrong, but these are my concerns when it comes to the Flash movie. Obviously, we know Supergirl is in this one, and Zord is coming back. General Zord is back from Man of Steel. Michael Shannon's come back to reprise that role. Now, these are my concerns when it comes to these characters, because I think Zord is one of the great villains. I absolutely love him in Man of Steel. I think he's absolutely phenomenal. So good as a villain. His whole sole purpose and motive is to rebuild Krypton. And it's drawn him to Earth to where Kal is, who has the Codex. And his whole idea is coming to get the Codex. Now, if Kal does not exist in this universe, why would Zord come to Earth when there is no Codex? My only explanation to that, because his whole motive is driven by getting that Codex to rebuild Krypton. Now, the whole idea of that if that's all gone, the only way you could execute that is if Supergirl actually has the Codex. And in order to do that, you kind of are stealing Kal-El's story and just replacing Superman with Supergirl. That doesn't sit right with me. I feel like, what is the point of that? You were just literally removing Superman and you're putting in Supergirl in place of that. I don't like that. So this is where my concern is, that they're going to redo the whole motivation of Zord. I don't want that, because what made Zord such a good villain is he felt like he was the hero. He felt like, my mission is to bring Krypton back. That is what I was born to do. And I am the savior of my planet and my people, and I will do everything to do it, and I need that Codex. And if it means I have to kill Jor-El's son, then I will do that. That was what makes him so good as a villain. You take that motivation away from him, you take the Codex away, how's he going to rebuild Krypton? How's he going to do this? Why is he going after Supergirl? Why is he on Earth in the first place then? Like, these are the questions that I need answers to, that I have real concerns with. Because I don't want another carbon copy of Clark's story, but just a female version. I don't like when they do that. When they grab characters and they just change the male to the female to the male. And then they tell the exact same story, and it's like, yo, like, she has the Codex in her, Zord's after her. It's like, so it's basically Man of Steel just with Flash in the movie and Batman. Like, that is my big concern, and that's why I'm very, very concerned about this movie. And by looking at the trailer, it just does look like it's going to be a jumble mess. Now, the way that I'm going to go into this Flash movie is, I'm not going to think too hard about this movie. I'm going to go in and go, like the same thing I had with Black Adam. Go in there and go, you know what, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to enjoy the action sequences, I'm going to hope it's great. I do expect, though, the CGI to be better than it was in the trailer. I really do think it's going to be better in the movie. Well, I hope it's going to be better in the movie. I mean, there has been times where in the trailer it's looked awful, and then the movie it's looked a lot better. I really am hoping that works out, because I'm not a big fan of that Flash costume with the lines in it, the glowing gold lines. I don't like the look of that. This movie is very intriguing, though. It is. I'm intrigued to see how this storyline is going to play out and what is all going to happen in it, because you're taking such a beloved story in Flashpoint, taking elements from that and adapting it to live action. So it's going to be interesting. But look, I have my concerns. I'm reserved when it comes to this movie. I'm not hyped for it. I am very, very concerned, though. So let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of the trailer, and what are your thoughts on the Flash movie? Are you excited for it? Let me know down in the comment section below. Smash that like button, click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe. Peace out.